Hello, fit chicks and fit beauties. Welcome back to my channel. As you all know, I posted on my YouTube community that I took a mental health break, and now your girl is back. So
drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got diamonds doing pussy slides in both ears. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight. Slip that on and we might miss the fight. Fuck the night, I keep the wallet in my shorty bag. You know she wants mine when she tattoo that ass. I'm a lover boy, she love the toys. Keep it coming, you a rider.
today we're gonna be discussing a very hot topic. So I get this question a lot about how was I able to keep my skin so tight after losing so much weight. So I wanted to come give you guys a couple of tips that helped me. Well, a couple of tips that I wish I would have known when I started, but now that I know it, I'm gonna put y'all on game because y'all know that's what I do. And stay tuned for the tips, and I also will be announcing the giveaway winner. I know it's super duper late, but better late than never. I will be announcing the giveaway winner, and I also have one more other thing to share with y'all. So EHP Labs is having a huge sale, up to 60% off all of their bundles. Those of you all who do not know, I am an EHP Lab athlete, and I've been taking their products very consistently, and the results that I get from their products is literally out of this world. Y'all know I don't false advertise now, so when I tell y'all something I like it. So I'm just going to show with y'all 3 of my favorite products, top of the line, that I take on the daily. Number 1 is going to be the Oxy Greens. So this is the Guava Paradise. My favorite flavor, passion fruit. Like me, on the other hand, I'm not a fan of passion fruit at all. Like if I go out and I get a drink and they say a passion fruit lemon drop, I'll pass on it. But passion fruit and these greens hit different. So the one thing that I like about these greens is, let me really put y'all on game. When I wake up in the morning, first thing when I wake up in the morning, I mix my greens with my Creatine. This is the Create. I will talk about what that's for as well. I mix my greens with my Create on an empty stomach, and literally 20 minutes later, of course, when I'm following my nutrition, when I'm on top and not fooling with the Oreo thins, 20 minutes later, my stomach is so snatched, and y'all know we love that. We love a good morning snatch, okay? So I take this on an empty stomach. 20 minutes later, snatch. And it has prebiotics and probiotics in it. It's green superfood complex. And it literally helps with your digestive system, your gut health. Very, very important. And I recommend taking it every single day. When I was out of town, taking it every day. I'm finna get ready to go to Cabo in a month, and I'm gonna be taking my greens with me every single day. When I was in New Orleans eating up all that stuff, these greens helped me keep my stomach in order, because I was a person that deal with constipation a lot. And when I take my greens, 20 minutes later, then when I eat breakfast, baby, I'm going to the restroom. I'm gonna just keep it straight like that. So the next thing is, I like to mix it with Create, because our body already naturally produces creatine. So by adding in a supplement, which is Create, this supplement, it allows our body to produce more creatine, which helps build that muscle. It helps increase our endurance. It helps increase our performance in the gym. So if you're looking for something to boost you up in the gym, make sure that when you go in the gym and you're doing your strength training, you're doing your cardio, you're making sure that it is supporting your goals. Add in supplements that support that, but always make sure that your nutrition and your regimen is literally on point, because that's going to be the key. Supplements are literally supplements. They're supplemental to that. But with the right plan, with the right regimen, adding your supplements will literally take your results to the next level. So I like to mix my Oxy Greens and my Create in the morning. Now, if you're a person like me that be needing a little in the morning, a little charge like me, I be needing a little pump. So I got my Oxy Shred. This is a very, very first product that I started taking from EHP Labs. Very, very, very first product. And I love how it made me feel. Like, I love that it didn't make me jittery. And if I took it like saying, okay, girl, you about to go work out, and then I decided that, girl, you not about to go work out, and I wanted to lay down and take a nap, I was still able to fall asleep. Because I hate when I have to stay up all night and can't go to sleep because the supplement I took is too strong and don't let me go to sleep. This don't do that. Now, if you're on a day where you really need a charge, I take 2 scoops of this, because I have a very, very, very high tolerance. I've been taking pre-workout since I started my journey. I stopped for a while, and then I started back taking this. I started taking this, and this literally is the key. It's a fat burner. If you're a person that likes to sweat during your workout, it'll give you that sweat that you want. Like, some people like to see sweat. I know for me, if I'm doing cardio, I'm going hard in the gym, I like to see sweat. Not saying that sweat means that the workout was just awesome, but baby, if you like to see sweat, see your sweat then, you know, make yourself sweat. So, yeah. Do not exceed 2 scoops per day. It's also good to take this on an empty stomach, and you can take it one more time before you about to work out. But if this is your first time trying it, if you have a tolerance to caffeine, they do have a non-stim that does not include caffeine. So EHP Labs, like the sale is out of this world. So of course we in the new year, we starting a new year. So if you thinking about getting some supplements to get you started on a daily routine, because I love waking up knowing that I have a routine with my supplements, because it just makes it easier for me to just go with the rest of the routine, like making sure I hit my macros, making sure I go to the gym. So not to spend too much time on that, but make sure y'all go ahead and tune in to that. I will leave the link below. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'm going to give you guys 4 tips that I have learned over time that has literally helped me. So just a backstory, my name is V. Dunn Elizabeth. If you're new to this channel, I started my weight loss journey at 311 pounds. At the end of January, matter of fact, I think it's January 21st, I will have been on my journey for 4 years. So in the first year alone, I was down 100 pounds, which means I probably lost the weight pretty fast just by being consistent, being in a caloric deficit, and working out. But I was doing tons of cardio. Like I went to the gym, I lifted a little bit, but lifting wasn't my priority. I really enjoyed doing cardio, but that's before I educated myself and knew that it took strength training to get the physique that I was going for. So when I got at the lowest, I got down to about 157, and I literally had no tightness to my skin. My arms were saggy. I had skin all between my legs. My stomach was very, very flabby, and I literally had lost so much weight that I didn't retain any of my muscle. So these tips that I'm going to give you is how I kind of backtrack. So I did have to backtrack. I had to kind of cut out my cardio, up my protein a little bit, up my calories to make sure that I was eating enough to build some muscle. And it was trial and error. The weight did come back a little fast because when I started eating, but we ain't going to talk about that though. But it was trial and error, but I realized that my body did require more food to get the results that I was going for. It did require more protein, and it did require a change in my training regimen. So the first tip that I want to say was very, very helpful was making sure that I hit my protein goal daily. A lot of people are kind of a stranger to protein. Like on a regular, I know for me, I always opt to carbs. Like if it's a day where I'm eating whatever, I'm going to eat a lot of carbs just because I love pancakes, I love rice, I love bread. I always opt to carbs. Not saying that carbs are our enemy, but when you are focusing on trying to build muscle or trying to retain muscle while you're starting your weight loss journey, and another thing, you do not have to wait till you lose the weight that you want to lose to start strength training. Strength training from the jump. Like, as soon as you start strength training from the jump, if you want to achieve building as much muscle as possible while you're losing fat. So making sure that you get in enough protein will literally be the key to making sure that your body has what it needs to build that muscle. I like to aim for 0.8 to 1 gram per pound body weight. I know that seems like a lot. It is a lot. When I first started, it took hell and hot water for me to hit my protein goal. But with time, you have protein shakes, you have egg whites, you have eggs. Look for sources that includes carbs that also have protein in it, like protein waffles, like 30 grams of carbs, 14 grams of protein. Greek yogurt. Finding things like that, making recipes. Like if you go to my channel and you look at my turkey chili recipe, under 300 calories but 32 grams of protein. So finding recipes that you can tweak to make the protein higher to ensure that you hit that goal daily. The more consistent you are with hitting your protein goal, the more you give your body the fuel that it needs to build that muscle and also drop that body fat. So of course, being in a caloric deficit is going to be key if you're trying to lose weight. But I always like to recommend that you stay in a moderate caloric deficit. Most times we want to lose the weight super fast. Losing the weight super fast doesn't really allow our body to retain the muscle that it needs to get the look that most of the times we're going for. Most people say they want to lose 50 to 60 pounds, but what you want to do is you really want to drop body fat. So the main thing is to not focus so much on weight loss and start to focus on fat loss, because fat loss is going to give you the physique that you're going for. My current protein intake is 170 grams, high as ever. But one thing that people do not realize is the more protein that you intake, it keeps you satisfied longer. If you find yourself super duper hungry all the time, sometimes if you up your protein, you will be more satisfied versus eating a lot of carbs. Carbs is not the enemy, but protein should be your priority. Keep your carbs moderate. Do not severely cut your carbs low. I've seen a lot of people have comments on how do you eat so many carbs and still lose weight, because it's all about being in a deficit. I like to keep my carbs at about 35% of my daily calorie intake, my fats at about 25%, and my protein at 40%. I like to keep my protein high because that has been what's been the key with changing my physique. Like, I have literally seen such an improvement with my legs, my thighs, even my arms, with making sure that I consistently hit my protein every single day. And if it's a day that I don't hit it, I try to get right back on track the next day. Alright, so tip number two. Tip number two is going to be strength training. I mentioned this earlier, but strength training is going to be the key. Like deadlifts, RDLs, squats, front squats, reverse lunges, hip thrusts, glute bridges, goblet squats. Strength training, progressive overload is going to be your key. And if you're a person that really do not like to strength train, even if you throw in a quick session, like 30 to 45 minutes, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, that is just enough to start seeing the results that you want for your body and for your physique goals. I like to strength train at least 3 to 4 times a week. On a good week, strength train 5 times a week. That's on a good week. Now, every week it's not a good week, because remember, it's a lifestyle change. We will not be perfect when we start our journey, but over time we'll figure out what works for us, what helps us stay consistent, and we fight through those barriers and we push through those obstacles. So I will always recommend strength training. Cardio is good for the heart, so always keep that in, but cardio should not be your priority. Cardio should not be your priority. So if it's a day where you got a choice to say, either I'm going to strength train or cardio, I would definitely say strength training over cardio any day. Because like I said, y'all, I used to run like 2 miles a day. Easily. I used to love running, so I would run 2 miles a day. But that would be my workout. 2 miles, 3 miles running, and then that would be it. But what I should have did, if I really did enjoy running, still making sure that I get in that strength training and then run my 2 miles. So like, just making sure you have a healthy balance with strength training. So once again, if you do not like strength training, 2 to 3 times a week, a 30 to 45 minute session, you can pick 3 moves, prioritize those 3 moves, practice progressive overload. That means increasing your sets or increasing your weights over time, and staying consistent with that, which leads me into tip number 3. Having a consistent training program. One thing that I noticed that literally helped my body elevate is like literally doing the same movements over and over and over and over again. I know y'all get on Instagram and y'all see a lot of people post different workouts that's like, it's a different workout every day. But if y'all see my YouTube, I haven't been doing a lot of gym vlogs of me like showing y'all of me in the gym, because it's literally the same workouts. So the only difference will be my commentary or what I say about the workouts. But I literally create my training program to where I have a set workout for 4 weeks straight. I try to take a deload week and then I switch up the workouts. But the exercise primarily stay the same. It'll just be a different variation. So instead of split squats, maybe the next 4 weeks I'm doing a foot elevated split squat. But it's still training the same muscle groups with the same training regimen, sticking to consistent exercises, prioritizing progressive overload. I know that's a lot to take in, but find somebody that can help you achieve that. I have several programs on sale that gives you a beginner start to figuring out your macros. I give you your macros, I give you a nutrition plan, I give you a workout regimen 3 times a week. Very simple, training a full body 3 times a week. A simple program for anybody that's super duper busy. If you can only train 3 times a week, or you can only train 2 times a week, make it work for you. But whatever you do, whatever you decide to go with, stay consistent, because consistency is going to be your key to seeing those results. So like I said, tip number 3 is to find a training program and stay consistent with it. I will leave the link below. I've been creating a lot of customized programs for a couple of my clients, and their results has literally been out of this world. If you stick to a program, prioritize their protein, stay consistent with those movements, literally in a month you will see changes in your body. It may not be as drastic as you wanted versus if you was doing 45 minutes of cardio every single day. You will see a very, very big difference versus sticking to that strength training, hitting your macros every day. You still will see a significant change. And so I was on a live the other day, and if you was on the live where I had a talk with my coworkers about, like, you know, getting ready for the new year, how much cardio, or just different topics that we was talking about. And which is the owner of the body shop where I work at, he said that consistency triumphs intensity every single time. So if you consistent with a program, you're gonna have more chances of getting better results with being consistent versus being super duper intense. It's the new year, everybody's looking to be super duper perfect, go super duper hard, and sometimes that's just not realistic. Because if you go into a plan thinking you're gonna work out 5 to 6 times a week and you never worked out, or you haven't worked out in months, that's being over, like, that's super duper intense. And sometimes, unless you just superwoman, I know we are a superwoman, but unless you just superpower superwoman, you're gonna be super duper tired, and that's really, really hard to stay consistent with, especially if you have work, especially if you have kids, if you have other barriers that are blocking to stick to that schedule. So you want to make your schedule reasonable. You want to make your schedule fit for you. Now, tip number 4, which is what y'all probably heard all throughout tips number 1 through 3, is staying consistent. And this leads me into my little motivational talk as we enter to the new year. So as we enter into the new year, I know a lot of people goals are weight loss, goals are changing their body, changing their physique, just trying to get healthy, trying to get fit. And this is where consistency literally comes into play, because we have 365 days in a year. Everybody hears this 80-20 rule. That means 80% of the time you're literally on track, doing your best, and then you have 20% of the time where you kind of lose, like vacation times or like a weekend out with friends. Because I know me, I'm gonna go have me a cocktail. So if we do the math, let's do the math, you guys. Let's do the math. I can't do it on the top of my head. 80% of 365 is 292 days. Which means 73 days out of the year are off track. So if you look at a whole year with your weight loss journey, or with your journey that you're going on, 73 of those days are days that it's just not maybe your best day. They might not be worse, they might not be horrible, but 73 of those days is 20% of that balance. 80% is 292 days. So always keep that in mind when you coming off of a weekend and you, say for instance, it's the first week, you didn't really do everything that you said you was going to do as far as hitting your goals. You didn't make it to every workout, and maybe you fell off a couple of times when it came to your eating habits. Think that is only 7 days out of those 73 days. Always have that I'm gonna get back on track mindset. And I think that's where ultimately keeps me going, is because anytime I have a bad day, like the first part of my journey, I used to feel super duper guilty, and even now I still have like little bits of guilt. But I realized that another thing that Ian said was, when you're on a journey, it's no finish line. Like, it's literally no finish line. And once you get that through your head, that it's not, okay, let me hurry up and lose this 50 pounds by this day. Because even when you get down those 50 pounds and you get to that day, it's still more work that needs to be done, because we need to think about sustainability. You could lose 100 pounds within a year, but ultimately taking your time, learning how to change your habits, learning how to change your mindset, is what's going to keep the weight off. That's literally going to keep the weight off. And then also just continuing to push yourself to strive for more healthier alternatives to things that you love. Let me just tell y'all, it's nothing better than what I want to do on the weekend is to go to Gringo's and get a Cadillac margarita. I'm just saying. And what I'm saying is, when you're on a weight loss journey, you do not have to say, I do not need a Cadillac margarita. you just know that every day cannot be a day at Gringos with a Cadillac margarita. We're learning about moderation. So that means you do not have to cut out things that you love. You just learn how to eat it in moderation. And that's why I feel like tracking my macros and tracking my calories has literally been helpful for me, because it keeps me in the mind of moderation. Like when I'm tracking, I'm seeing, okay, this how much I'm eating, this how much I'm far away from my protein goal. And if it's a day where I don't track and I kind of just like at the end of the day tracking everything that I've eaten for that day, my carbs are way over, my protein goal is nowhere near where I need it to be. So that's why when you first start your weight loss journey, tracking can be a very useful tool to getting the goals that you want. So when you're striving to hit that protein goal, track it, so that way you know that you are getting as close as possible to that protein goal each and every day. So with that being said, those are my 4 tips. And literally, y'all, those 4 tips has literally made your girl fun. Like, I was fine before, but your girl is fun now, you know? So take those tips, and of course, if you need help or need assistance, please reach out. I will leave links below, details below. I will also drop my email below if you need to reach out for some guidance to see which program will suit you best. But I literally have it all for you. Your nutrition plan that includes your macros, your caloric deficit, your protein goal to make sure that you are hitting your physique goals. I have customized programs for people who want to start going to the gym or want to buy some equipment for the house but literally don't have any idea of how to use it. And I know I see the jokes on Instagram. About people coming in the gym and being in people's way. And if that's you feeling like you in somebody's way, go be in their way, because that's a them problem. It's not your problem. Everybody had to start somewhere. Like when you start your journey, everybody starts somewhere. So don't for a second think that when you go in the gym you're in somebody's way, because you are taking a step towards bettering yourself, and that has nothing to do with them. So all the jokes that I've been seeing on Instagram, that's not even funny. I'm just being, I don't even know how I got on that, but I had to say that because I know some people who are not used to the gym. Y'all probably thinking like, I don't even want to go to the gym because everybody already got something to say. Don't even worry about them. So if you need help trying to see what could you do in the gym or what you could do at home, reach out to your girl. Your girl is here to help. And make sure y'all go and grab some of those supplements while EHP Labs has this 60% up to 60% off sale, because baby, I went on there and I ordered me some for sure, because I like to have my greens on deck. I need my greens on deck. If it's anything that I know I need, it's my greens. I can pass on the Oxy Shred. I cannot do the Oxy Shred every day, but I love to do the Oxy Shred every day. So now I'm going to announce the giveaway winner. Alright, you guys, so when I went to HEB with that second grocery haul that y'all saw in the last video, I spent $87.60. I was appalled because I usually go in the grocery store and spend so much money, but didn't. So with the guess of 85 cents off, Angela Sloss guessed $88.45, which she was 85 cents off. So make sure you go ahead and email me to claim your prize. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. I love you all. I love the support, and I'm definitely gonna keep coming back with some more stuff. I need to record what I eat today, because your girl been switching up her meals and they've been going hard, so I can't wait to share that with you guys. So I know this was a long video, but very, very useful tips. Please take them in consideration when you start going on your goal, like start going on your journey to reach your goals. Make sure you have the best approach. Make sure you know exactly what you need to do to get what you're trying to get. And with that being said, y'all already know the drill. Come back and message your girl. Peace out.